Goma and Konnichiwa. Plus, yo, paseo. Do this proper like. Got the space here. Alright, Will here of the POLIT'AI CHI. Your presence through watching is honored. Hi, talking briefly and concisely about part 2 through the slideshow montage, the video highlights coming up in full from the fans' perspective. Now here's a cute couple, a mixed ethnic couple. Let's not call it interracial anymore. All the same race. I want you to pay attention to this guy, reason for the polyrack. He's got some good words. Down here in the corner because of the flicker issue going on. I'm well aware of it. But on the last episode, part 1, I kind of went off. It was a little lit. Just a little, but still. Said my piece. This gal right here, many firsts, as accorded and afforded and represented by the flag which the national anthem is talking about. Roll clip.
I mean, listen, I'm a veteran, man. You know, those guys are getting paid millions of dollars, and I used to get a paycheck of $750 twice a month in the military. If you can't stand for the national anthem, then get the hell off the field.
All right, Arthel, looking. Yeah, what can I say? Anywho, yeah, I just noticed, Chargers are now moved into LA. I'm sure a lot of it, and I'm talking hypothetically here, not to the regular audience, but to any would-be Rams or Chargers moved into beautiful and lovely, where everybody wants to be these last 6 years, Tarzana, California. You can find me on Van Alden, above Wells, 9 to 10, quit smoking, doing my bike ride. Here pretty soon. If you take umbrage with what I'm about to say, when you diss the national anthem, you diss the flag. The flag which saved the nation from who knows how it would have evolved in terms of slavery. The flag that enabled a nation to come to Europe's aid in the terrible conflict on the thing called the Western Front. The flag that stormed the beaches of France to save the world from Nazis. You think it would have stopped with just the Jews? That was just the beginning. All different other minority groups. Blacks, Arabs, the Middle East, forget about it. The flag that came to the rescue of the world a la Ronald Reagan or JFK. Cuban Missile Crisis. The threat of nuclear war averted through deterrence. What is happening now with DJT? And I'll be the first to admit, he makes it very easy to get annoyed at him. He needs to still class up his act. Apparently the memo didn't get through to the press secretary. And you can see on some of the white papers I've written, it's tweeted at the press secretary. But you NFL players need to be mindful of the sacrifices made by your compatriot and colleague, Pat Tillman. Do any of you dudes in the NFL remember Pat Tillman? What he did at Arizona State, what he was doing at the Arizona Cardinals, and what he left behind, and what he did in service of his country post 9/11. Huh? Remember that before you start doing this, kumbaya, we're gonna diss the flag and the anthem. Roll clips.
Hey, get that son of a off the field right now. Out. He's fired.
From NFL league executives have been supportive of the players. Houston Texans president writing, the comments made by the president were divisive and counterproductive to what our country needs right now. Also, Houston player J.J. Watt, of course known for his Herculean effort during the Hurricane Harvey recovery. Now, fans, again, as I said, that we talk to here say that none of this is going to stop them from coming to the games. Right now, as we speak, we've got fans filing in behind us. The Chargers-Chiefs game here in California is set to begin in just about 30 minutes or so. Arthel?
Okay, Marianne Rafferty, thank you very much for that update from the West Coast.
Thank you.
Hi, Eric, that's right. I got to say, when I'm talking to fans here at Red's Restaurant and Bar just outside of MetLife Stadium where that game took place, the main theme is that people are just, they don't like the fact that this is being talked about on a day where they're trying to escape. This is football. You're not supposed to mix politics and religion with football is really what a lot of people have been saying. When it comes to whether or not they're willing to boycott because of what's happening, well, no one really told us they would at all. But take a listen to kind of the diverse opinions we saw about the whole thing today.
I think that our young men and women fought for us to have the right to either stand up or take that knee. It's just, what we believe in. If it's a way for us to get the message across in terms of what they're fighting for, why not? You just have to support them no matter what.
Can't we just have our Sundays with football?
Yeah, exactly.
He's messing that up now. Just like, look, I'm having a beer. I'm trying to enjoy, Sunday with my wife. We're diehard Jet fans, and we're talking about politics now.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's just too much.
Who would have thought?
It makes you want to drink more.
100%. I mean, listen, I'm a veteran, man. Those guys are getting paid millions of dollars, and I used to get a paycheck of $750 twice a month in the military. If you can't stand for the national anthem, then get the hell off the field.
I think it turned the whole thing from off of the injustice aspect until against the president. So it was a great move on President Trump to do it.
And, when you look at the ratings, Eric, the Sunday afternoon games, the ratings are down about 15% this year. When you read some surveys, like one done in July by J.D. Power of some 9,200 fans, well, those who decided to not attend a game or to see less games, well, many of them, 26%, say that is the number one reason why they chose to view football less and not go to a game. It's because of these protests. So, obviously, those who are at this bar, they still want to keep going, but it's obviously resonating with a lot of people, a lot of different opinions here, Eric.
Yeah, that's what the president said in his tweet, that the ratings and the attendance is down. He even says the game is boring. This controversy is not and will continue. Ryan, thanks so much.
All right, for more on this, let's bring in Dan Kaplan. He's the NFL writer for Sports Business Journal. First of all, Dan, I'm sure you've been on the phone with many of your colleagues today. What's the talk?
The games are exciting, despite what the president said. It's been a good football Sunday in that regards. It's transpiring as everyone expected it to since the president got involved with the NFL a couple days ago. Players are protesting, owners are participating. There have been a few holdouts like Jerry Jones of the Dallas Cowboys we've not heard from. He's a big Trump supporter. They play tomorrow. But by and large, President Trump appears to have done something no one thought was possible, which was unify the NFL, the Players Association, the players, and the much despised Roger Goodell, the commissioner of the NFL, who usually takes the bricks and darts, but now is on the side of the players.
Is it time, though, for President Trump to take this offline, off Twitter, call a collection of owners and players to the White House for dialogue?
It would be a good idea. If you look at the Cleveland Browns, the first game of the year, they kneeled. And after they kneeled, there was a bunch of players who did this. The local police, the authorities, they got together with the players, and they had a different kind of protest on the second game. And that was much better received. You don't have to throw slings and arrows at NFL players to get them to listen, to get them to act.
Robert Kraft saying there is no greater unifier in this country than sports, and unfortunately nothing more divisive than politics. I think our political leaders could learn a lot from the lessons of teamwork and the importance of working together towards a common goal. So Dan, what do you make of that statement, and how should the NFL commissioner, owners, players proceed from here? I mean, should they listen to the president on a level and say, you know what, people don't want anyone coming across as disrespecting the American flag, the national anthem, even if it is in protest of something that they hold near and dear to their hearts and want to shine a public spotlight on, which is social injustice?
Well, look, everyone's talking about the players having a constitutional right to protest, and they do. But the administration has a point that they could do it on their own time. In the time-honored tradition of the NFL and other businesses, they probably should form an owners committee to figure out a more, a more neutral way for these players to protest the issues of their day.
But you just said the issues of their day. Has the original reason for taking a knee, again, the players calling attention to and protesting against social injustice, been lost in the new war of words, the president versus the players? And how should that really be addressed moving forward? I mean,
well, I would imagine the issues of the last couple of days, unless the president continues to take to Twitter and take on the NFL and take on the business of the NFL, that ultimately will recede into the background. The issues that the core issues that Colin Kaepernick kneeled for and that other players have supported, that's not going away. And I would expect we will continue to see players kneel. That's why if the president is serious about not having players kneel for the anthem, he should bring them to the White House. He should bring owners to the White House and figure out a more proper way for them to socially protest, at least in his perspective.
The pro football season is now in full swing, and as we fans dream of how our team will get to the Super Bowl, we know injuries have a way of derailing those hopes, which brings us to our Power Player of the Week.
In sports medicine, people are very highly motivated typically to get better.
Orthopedic surgeon Robin West has a busy schedule. Most of the time, she's the head of Innova Sports Medicine in Virginia. Except when she's the lead physician for both the Washington Redskins and the Washington Nationals. What does it mean to you to be the first female head doctor in the history of both Major League Baseball and the NFL?
I don't even think about it. It never really crossed my mind. I never think of myself as different.
We saw for ourselves at a Skins exhibition game. Nose tackle Phil Taylor went down on a play and West ran on the field. She examined him there and back on the sidelines for what turned out to be a season-ending tear of his left quadriceps muscle. West told us how different injuries are in the two sports.
Yeah. It's overuse. Typically in baseball, we're dealing with a lot of shoulder and elbow injuries in baseball. In football, it's a lot of traumatic injuries, high-energy injuries that we have to really manage quickly.
That's another difference. In baseball, an injured player is out of the game. But in football,
the coaches are in my ear as I'm examining the kid. Is he going to play? Is he going to play? I have to decide at that pretty quickly.
But West emphasizes how she makes that decision.
I'm the player's doctor, right? So I want the best for the player. So obviously I don't work for the team. I want the team to do well, but I have to look at the player's best interest.
Is being a woman an advantage or a disadvantage to doing your job?
At least in football, a lot of them were raised by their mothers and their grandmothers, and so they hold women in a very high regard. And they come to me and will tell me more information, and they're very trusting, I think. So you can play around a little bit with that mention.
Dr. West usually does any reconstructed surgery, but she says psychological outlook is key to getting players back on the field.
And one of my players today, who I operated on last week, he said he's a mental fortress. But yet I have another player who's coming to me and saying, I'm so depressed, I'm not around my team, and they're coming to me and they're asking me for help on the mental side.
Growing up, West was interested in the human body. Her mom noticed.
When I was 5, she got me a Grey's Anatomy book for Christmas.
Why?
And that was my present. I don't know, I just was fascinated by it.
Now the big concern is brain injuries. But she says the NFL has developed a much stricter policy on concussions.
I think football's as safe as it's ever been.
Before Washington, West was an assistant team doctor for the Pittsburgh Steelers and got 2 Super Bowl rings. Her dream now? To win championships in both football and baseball.
That's our goal, right? That's everyone's goal on the team, is to keep the players healthy and to be as successful as we can. It's a pinnacle, and you can't get any better than that.